Honestly, what my eyes have witnessed during episode 25 of season 4 of Boku no Hero Academia is something I will hardly be able to forget. I'm feeling inspired today and don't want to waste time. I'm starting Boku no Hero from the beginning. I hadn't watched it before since the series didn't interest me at all at first. I eventually chose to catch up on it gradually with my Twitch community. As I always say, I don't know when this video will be published because I'm a complete mess when it comes to organizing videos. But the thing is, I'm narrating this exactly the day after watching the epic and unforgettable final episode of the 4th season. And I have to say, that's how you end a damn season. Take notes, Tokyo Ghoul anime. But not you, Tokyo Ghoul manga. You're fine. Its beginning is the title of episode 25 of the 4th season of this work, an episode that, as we know, is 95% dedicated to Endeavor. The other 5% is for Hawks. Oh god, I really love this guy. This episode excels technically, with great soundtrack and pacing. The best part of this episode is how they introduced so many elements in just 20 minutes that heightened the emotional impact of Endeavor's fight with the Super Saiyan Nomu. The mix of emotions, epic moments, and redemption in this fight had been building for several episodes. During the awful remedial exam mini-arc with Bakugo and Todoroki, and the air geek who turned out to be a pretty nice and cool guy. Honestly, this guy turned out to be awesome. Endeavor and All Might had a little conversation, which makes these episodes worth watching, although always at double speed. Damn kids. This was the first and last time a part of Boku no Hero bored me, for God's sake. The husband warmly asks All Might what being a symbol of peace means. This is because Endeavor was quite worried about this. He had been so obsessed with surpassing All Might that he never considered what would happen once it actually happened. How would people react if All Might was no longer number one and Endeavor took his place? Even if he didn't show it, it turns out that Endeavor really is a hero who cares about others just as much as All Might does. His ambition blinded him, making him care about what others think, which never mattered before. Now it was starting to weigh on him, because his responsibilities had completely changed when he became aware of the almost villain-like image people had of him, or at least of certainly not being seen as a symbol of justice. Perhaps a symbol of power, perseverance, or exemplary fatherhood and marriage, but never of peace or justice. But now things had changed. Endeavor was about to officially become number one, and he was very worried that people wouldn't feel safe because of him, for not being strong enough, charismatic, or kind. Basically, for not being All Might. On the other hand, All Might, who is an amazing character. Honestly, I didn't expect this character to be so good. I mean, I knew he would be good, but I never imagined it would be this much. He answers Endeavor with exactly what Endeavor needs to hear. He tells him that even he doesn't really know what a symbol of peace is. When he saw that even with many heroes, crime didn't decrease and people grew more afraid. Because of this, he felt that there had to be someone out there who would discourage the bad guys from wanting to commit crimes. Someone who would always stand firm. Someone who would make everyone feel safe. All Might also tells him that he's aware of what people say about him, that he knows they're always comparing them. But he also says that none of that matters at all, that the two of them are not the same. So, Endeavor doesn't need to be the same symbol as him. He should find his own path.
You don't have to aspire to be the same symbol as me. You have to find your own way of doing things in time.
This conversation finally opened Endeavor's eyes, previously blinded by his desire to surpass All Might. He finally saw that he had been deeply wrong in many ways throughout his life. He even began treating others differently, as we saw here with the Wind Guy. Endeavor was indirectly telling Todoroki more than just words. This conversation was Endeavor's way of apologizing to his son and asking for a chance to prove he has changed, to show him he is finally awakened and things will be different from now on. Something that even surprised Todoroki and even made him smile.
I'm proud of you, my son. That's why I'll become a hero you can be proud of. The number one hero.
Some may find it exaggerated that Endeavor would change his mind after just one conversation. Some might even see it as preaching. But that's not the case. First of all, it's not like Endeavor was acting as he always does. You know, in his SHOTO mode, hitting women and burning down orphanages, he was shocked to learn he would soon be number one. From this point, doubts he had never experienced before suddenly appeared. The conversation with All Might was nothing more than a small guide for everything Endeavor was already feeling. Second, Endeavor was never evil or wanted to hurt anyone. His issue was an unhealthy obsession. I won't justify Endeavor's deplorable actions, especially the severe domestic violence. Imagine if he had also become an alcoholic. Wow, they always had an amazing party at home. But anyone who has ever been even a little obsessed with something knows that when you're caught in a spiral of obsession, where there's no room in your mind for anything except the reason for your obsession, you can end up behaving badly, doing things that go against your own integrity or that of others, because you lose perspective on things. What may seem terrible to others isn't for you, since it's part of reaching your goal and helps you feel progress. The means don't matter, only the end. This is known as tunnel vision, where you're unable to see anything except the path and the goal, without stopping to think about anything else but achieving your objective. Again, I'm not justifying the way Endeavor treated his family and in some cases civilians, but an unhealthy obsession to this degree is still a mental condition like any other. A problem you may not notice can end up destroying you. Yes, it can become an illness. Endeavor was beginning to see he didn't want to keep being this way, but nothing was clear yet. Talking with All Might helped, but nothing changed. People still didn't see him as equal to All Might. People's concern was clear. The event day arrived to announce the new top 10 heroes, unexpectedly including 2 unique members, Hawks and Mirko. The little bird is cocky in this speech and even throws some trolling comments at Endeavor. It's like telling him he's number 1 but no one approves. We finally saw the Moai hero from Easter Island, known to be tougher than Kirishima among the crowd. It has nothing to do with Endeavor, but I had to mention it. I love you, Moai hero. I adore you, baby. Endeavor isn't great at speeches, so he just said the only thing he himself wanted to convey to the people. The only thing his heart wanted to say, and that was watch me.
After the young man put out the flames, I won't say much. Look at me!
Why did Endeavor say this? It's really easy to understand. All his past attitude, nothing he could say in a speech could fix all the mistakes he made in the past. The only way a past like his can be redeemed is through actions, not words. That's why he said, just watch me, because he wanted to show everyone what he was capable of, that he was going to protect everyone, and he was going to prove it. And damn, he really did prove it. Backstage, as expected, Deborah grabs Hawks with murderous intent, but Hawks explains he only wanted to help and thought the conference needed more impact. Which is true. Like it or not, some showmanship can help people feel more hopeful, even in a case this delicate. With All Might absent as the hero's leader, Hawks tells her he never wanted to be like All Might. He even admires Endeavor more, congratulating him on his conference performance, which confuses Endeavor, and he's not sure if it was sarcastic or not. And that's because Endeavor, even if he didn't show it, was extremely insecure to an extreme degree. Endeavor's insecurity and fear of not measuring up were so great, he even asked Hawks why he hadn't made himself the hero's leader, to a simple 22-year-old guy whose only advantage was being a prodigy. Do you realize how incredible that is? Endeavor was so scared of being unworthy, he let a less experienced guy be his superior, just to get rid of the burden of feeling like he was going to fail. And that because of him, people would never feel safe.
Haven't you thought about being the leader?
Do I look like I want that? I'd rather be free below.
Hawks, though it may not seem so, trusts Endeavor will succeed. That's why he supports him with unusual methods. Endeavor and Hawks take a walk and have a romantic dinner at a fancy restaurant, discussing various topics. At the same time, we can appreciate Hawks' incredible ability to rescue people. He can be talking about his favorite Black Clover waifu while rescuing a kitten, 2 old ladies, 5 Bengal tigers, and a mammoth. Here we learn how a young adult like Hawks can be ranked number 2. They encounter some civilians who congratulate Hawks. At the same time, they point out how scared Endeavor makes them feel. This, of course, continues to reinforce his insecurities. Endeavor notices a boy who isn't afraid, but excited to see him. He also hears the boy's friends urging him, ask for an autograph. You won't get another chance to see Endeavor, but the boy replies, Endeavor isn't like that. This, which was actually almost a compliment Endeavor, being so insecure, took it as something negative, so he decides to come closer to offer his autograph. Again, trying to change and pretend to be something he's really not, only because he was trying to be that figure that people supposedly needed. Basically, once again, trying to be All Might. But when he offers his autograph, his fan gets offended and insists he's not like that. Endeavor is understandably confused. He had a huge cocktail of emotions inside him. and had completely lost his own identity. Finally, Endeavor and Hawks end up at their romantic lunch and talk about some serious issues related to organized crime. But before the conversation goes any further, something destroys the huge window in front of the table where the two of them were eating. A large, intimidating figure appears, shouting, "I am seeking the strongest!" It was a Nomu, but not a normal Nomu. Let's say a Nomu Super Saiyan 4 or even 5. They say your first reaction in a situation of imminent danger says a lot about you. And I was surprised to see that the first thing Endeavor said, right after this Nomu finished his sentence, was, "Hawks, evacuate the building."
Hawks, evacuate everyone.
Understood. What about you?
By this point, I had no doubt that Endeavor was a true hero at heart. That monster was after the strongest one, so the responsibility of being number one appears. Endeavor attacks Nomu, comes out of the building, faces him, and says, "Come." From here on, what is for me the best episode of all of Boku no Hero begins. From what I've seen, the episode starts in an interesting way. Endeavor's children, who are not Shoto, visit their mother in the hospital. And I have to say, I find it really funny how differently Endeavor treats Shoto compared to his other children. It reminds me of the mother who insists, "I don't have a favorite child. Only bad mothers do that. One gets a PlayStation 5, the other a punch in the ribs." Call me crazy, but it seems you have preferences. The thing is, the topic of Endeavor comes up. The mother mentions that coincidentally a flower appeared in her room. The same one she once told Endeavor she liked when they first met. Redemption had begun. Endeavor battles the Super Saiyan 5 Nomu. As Hawks rescues civilians and handles smaller Nomus, the fight intensifies, and here it's revealed that Endeavor has a certain nerf to his abilities. Apparently, if he overheats, his combat capabilities start to decrease. Additionally, the Nomu exceeds Endeavor in strength and speed, but Endeavor doesn't retreat. He remembers his family and how he was blinded all this time. Blaming it on his blazing flames, that's something that remains a metaphor. Endeavor also remembers when he told the civilians and heroes to just watch him. So he himself says that he can't look pathetic at this moment, taking full responsibility for his current position. Nomu Dragon Balesco uses a Nomu trick to decapitate him and launches an attack that destroys one of Endeavor's eyes. Focus then shifts to Endeavor's loved ones watching the fight. We can see All Might holding his wound, probably because he wanted to go rescue his friend. But just slightly contracting his body already causes him extreme pain, and the helplessness on his face is palpable. After all this, Endeavor really could have waited for reinforcements as they suggested, but he simply wasn't going to be able to just stand by and watch, waiting for other heroes to come to his aid. Not out of pride, ego, or honor, but simply as the number one and aspiring symbol. He had to show everyone that they could count on him, that he was there for them. Even if he wasn't as kind as All Might, everyone could still trust him. And quite literally, that Endeavor would die to save any one of them. But people don't trust him. They consider Endeavor defeated, and panic spreads. The reporter Pedora, who is there, comments on it. She says that Endeavor has lost, and that this is what happens when there is no symbol of peace. But then the Endeavor fan I mentioned earlier shows up and gives this woman one of the best speeches I've seen in an anime.
This is what happens when there is no symbol of peace.
Don't talk nonsense. Look closely. His flames are still burning, aren't they? Can't you see it? Endeavor is still alive and fighting. Don't get depressed by your own lies. Who is risking their life right now to save us? Look closely.
And he's right about every damn word. All Might isn't here. So what? Can't you see there's someone who keeps getting up off the damn ground to fight against a monster that's stronger than him just to protect them? Do you really think that person is going to give up so easily? Someone else might have given up, but Endeavor wouldn't. Hawks shows up to help Endeavor using his feathers. And it shows why Hawks admires Endeavor so much. And it's because while absolutely everyone, once they saw All Might's power, they relaxed and thought that everything would automatically be fine as long as All Might was with them. Endeavor decided not to put something as valuable as the lives of the citizens in the hands of just one person. Not because All Might is bad, but precisely because something like what happened to All Might could happen. And in that case, that's when you'll need that guy who didn't give up, who kept working to overcome an indestructible wall. Because someday that wall would fall and someone would have to be there to contain the dangers hiding behind the wall. Endeavor is admirable, though his methods were wrong. Pushing his wife wasn't necessary to surpass All Might. Despite everything, his courage is immense. Endeavor launches a final attack. He ascends to the sky where he can safely unleash his full power. Because his quirk is so destructive, he can't use it at full power on the ground. As he ascends with the Nomu, he tells him something interesting, and it's that he's heard people say they would have preferred a villain with a bit more charisma than this Saiyan Nomu for such an exciting moment. I actually think the opposite. You can notice something in his talk with Endeavor. Well, as much as you can talk with a Nomu, Nomu perfectly represents the side Endeavor wants to hide. The side obsessed in a bad way with being the most powerful, an irrational and wild side that had led him to treat the people he loves most badly.
You who were created with several quirks, who are obsessed with strength.
Monster, you are like my past self.
Or what I could have been.
May my flames grant you eternal rest, plus Ultra!
While all this was happening, his wife was reading a letter, presumably from Endeavor himself, where he was surely offering his sincerest apologies for all his past behavior, trying to clear his conscience. After the most epic Damn Plus Ultra I've ever heard, Endeavor manages to defeat his rival. Now on the ground, he stands with his fist raised high just like All Might, but not as him. Because also, if we notice, the fist he raises is the opposite of the one All Might always raised.
Endeavor wins! He's standing, posing with his fist raised.
Endeavor understood everything. He didn't have to be All Might to be a symbol. He had to be his own symbol. No more All Might Part 2. No, now he would be Endeavor, the new symbol of peace. A man who managed to overcome his demons, his fears, his insecurities, his past. Only for the greater good. Endeavor did unforgivable things. But what is undeniable is that he is a hero at heart. And definitely my damn ultimate hero. The entire soundtrack, the animation, the voices, and the order of the scenes in the episode all helped make this so much more impressive. I can say without a doubt that right now Endeavor is my favorite character, along with All Might, and I expect even more from him. Thank you, Endeavor, for showing that people can change and realize when they're wrong. Thank you for choosing the right path and becoming not just #1, but a symbol of peace. Thank you for showing Shoto that you are a hero he can be proud of. For burying your past and apologizing to your wife, now it would be nice if you'd at least remember your other children. Let's take it step by step. Doing too much at once means nothing gets done. I'm not pressuring you yet. I love you, Endeavor. As Hawk says, you're #1. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Twitch, where I stream nearly every day. Also, don't forget to follow me on my secondary channel, BLT Tilted, where I upload videos reacting to anime or reading manga that I've watched or read live. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.